Hey, how's it going everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood Nintendo, and in this video we're going to be going over 10 tips that will help you for a better and easier gameplay. So whether you're just starting out or hours into the game, there will definitely be some tips that can help you out. So without further ado, let's get started with number 1, camera settings. So at the very beginning of the game, there's already a default camera sensitivity for you, and it's actually very fast. As when I was playing, it seemed like it was a bit too fast. So what I did was I actually went to the settings, so you can click on the start button, go to your settings, go down to controls, and go to camera sensitivity for controller. So default was actually all the way up here, while I lowered it about 2 or 3 notches down below. And I feel like that's much better for me as I'm rotating as I walk around and kind of need to move around my camera settings left or right. At the default spot, it was a bit too fast for me, so it might help to also have this change for yourself. Number 2, inventory space. So in the very beginning of the game, you actually start off with 21 inventory slots. You can press the X button to go into your inventory, and you can see that you have 21. Now, it can fill up very fast, so I would recommend expanding it. And to expand it, you actually need 5,000 star coins, which is actually the in-game currency to purchase items from the shops or seats to farm. Now, early on in the game, getting 5,000 coins might take a bit of time. It might require farming or selling fruits or whatnot, but if you don't want to go through that, I do have another recommendation for you, and let's go ahead and head to our home. Now I'm in the Nintendo compound, as I call it, and you can already see that the game already tells me you can use your house's storage as a second inventory, which is perfect. That's exactly what I was trying to tell you as a tip. You can go to the left here, open the storage, and I think I already have it full right now because you only get 8 slots to start off until you get to upgrade your house later on and increase your storage. But you can use these 8 slots as another inventory. Another thing that I actually wanted to show you was that items do actually stack. So you can see that fruits, which here we have the raspberries, or apples or bananas, you can see them stacking. Raspberries or any of the other fruits that you're looking at do stack up to 50, and then a new slot will be taken up for the rest of the fruits that you might get. Same thing with the vegetables. As you can see, 50 carrots has taken up 1 slot, and then a new slot opened up, and you can see 3 have been already added to it. These minerals that you also find when you're mining can also stack up, but you can also see that the stones, ores, and possibly some other items do stack up all the way to 99. Now I'm not too sure if the fishes stack because I don't have 2 of the same species for fishes, but I would assume they don't stack. Probably most important tip I have for inventory is that you can actually use the floor space as extra inventory too. Just like Animal Crossing New Horizons, where we were just placing all of our items on the ground next to our houses, or even just putting our fishes or bugs or whatever that we were collecting and just putting it next to our houses on the floor. You can do the same thing in this game as well. And I've tested it out where I saved the game and restarted the game, and all these items are still here. So you can definitely do that and use the ground space as another inventory. Number 3, energy. You actually run out of energy pretty quickly in this game as you're using your shovel, the pickaxe, watering can, fishing rods, and just about any task that, well, requires energy. You have a couple options when you're running out of energy or you're out of energy. One of the options is that you can actually go into your house and you actually get a full instant gain of energy. Now a second option is that you can go to your inventory and you can actually look through the fruits, the vegetables, the cooked items that you have, like this chocolate chip cookies, and you can see that you can actually gain energy just by eating it. So you can see this banana gives you 350 energy. The apple here gives you 300, the fish here gives you 1200, which is quite a bit. This other fish, rainbow trout, gives you 300. So definitely the items that you can eat in this game also can give you energy. Now what I recommend is actually just coming into your home, getting your energy back to full, and then going back to what you were doing before. But if it's a long trip, and since you can't really sprint in this game, I totally understand. So sometimes what you might want to do is just probably eat the fruits because they actually grow back automatically without you having to do anything, versus let's say vegetables where you actually have to plant the seeds, you have to water them, and then you have to wait until they grow and harvest them. Also versus fishes where you actually have to, well, fish them. Number 4, how to play the game. So a farming and life simulator game like this allows you to play this game pretty much however you want. If you want to focus on removing the night thorns, which is probably best described as this game's weeds in Animal Crossing, you can do that. If you want to focus on making as much money as possible by farming, fishing, selling items, you can definitely do that. If you want to focus on decorating the valley or make custom design clothes, you have that option as well. Or if you want to continue through the game's quests and just see the different characters that is in this game, you can 100% do that. So yeah, just like Animal Crossing or any other farming game, you're able to play this game at your own pace and pretty much do whatever you want. There's really no right way to play this game. Number 5, Indestructible Tools. So unlike Animal Crossing or some other games that you might have played in the past, the tools that you're given in this game, which is pickaxe, shovel, watering can, fishing rod, I've been using them for hours in this game and they don't seem to break. So I'm calling it here right now that these are indestructible tools. And it kind of makes sense because, well, they do call these royal tools in the game. So it pretty much has this majestic importance in this game. So it kind of makes sense why they don't break, which in my opinion is actually pretty good, because sometimes when you're in a long farming process and then your shovel breaks and then you realize the store is closed and you can't even buy one for the entire day, well, sometimes that becomes pretty annoying. So you don't really have to worry about that in this game, which is a plus for me. Number 6, how to farm. So farming is pretty important in this game. I feel like you're going to be spending a lot of time just going through and farming different vegetables, and I feel like honestly you're just going to want to farm just because how it seems like a cool concept, keeps you busy, makes you money. And what I recommend is kind of doing a 3 by whatever in terms of your farming length here. So as you can see, I have a 3 by 6 in this case, or is it 6 by 3? Guess however you look at it. Just make sure that you have 3 on some side. It could be like 3 going this way and then all the way straight across down, or as I have it, 3 going sideways and then all the way across this way. And the reason behind that is, well, I'm going to show you, but one thing to note is you do have to dig holes with your shovel. That's the very first thing you have to do. And what you could do is actually press the Y button every time to dig a new hole. That's not a problem if you want to do that, but if you want a faster way to do it, what you can do is actually hold down the Y button, and now he's just automatically going to go in a straight line and just keep digging holes for as long as he needs to go. Now in the next step is that you want to plant the seed. So you want to go ahead and just go up to one of the holes, press A, and you can see in this case I actually have 30 cabbages seeds. And you could also do the same thing as the holes, where you can just keep pressing A and just keep filling up the holes with the seed. Or you can hold A as well, and he's just going to keep going in a straight line just like that, and just putting down the seeds. Now after you planted all the seeds, you can kind of see the roots popped up, but of course they're not going to grow because you actually need to water them. So you can go ahead and take out your watering can, and now you'll be able to kind of see why I said you want to do it in 3s, because, well, watering it will automatically do all 6 of these as you're kind of going down the line with 3s. So if you do it horizontally, you can see it does about 4, but then grabs the 5 and then grabs the 6 here, but it's kind of in a weird spot. It doesn't really give like 4 here, 4 there. It's very randomized in a way when you're doing it this way. That's why I feel like watering it this way and doing 6 at a time is much easier. So you can see I got all 6 here, and then you can do the next 6 again. So it's very easy, and if you have longer rows for farming, you can keep watering it much easier than if you're kind of doing a different formation. Now the last thing is, well, you just wait until the vegetables grow. And same thing as using the shovel, you can hold down the A button. It's just going to go and get all of the vegetables, just harvesting them real quick. Much easier than just pressing the A button by yourself one at a time. Now one thing I actually noticed, and I'll probably make a separate video in terms of timing on the vegetables and how fast they grow. I definitely noticed that the cabbages grow much more quickly than the carrots. Carrots definitely took maybe double or triple the time that the cabbages did. So I'll definitely have to do a separate video on that. Number 7 is follow the animals. So sometimes you might actually see squirrels or rabbits wave at you. So they're actually trying to get your attention to come to a specific location in the valley. So when you're following them, you can actually interact with them, and if you give them an item that they like, they'll give you something back. For example, this rabbit actually gave me a motif bag, which allows me to kind of add on to customization if I wanted to. So definitely if you see animals around and they're kind of waving at you, you might want to get closer to it, maybe follow it, and then eventually give an item, because they might actually give you something very cool back to you. Number 8, timed items. So sometimes when you break a rock or dig a shiny hole or mine the bigger rocks, it will spawn something like this, and you'll kind of hear this music that's getting faster and faster. Make sure to collect them all quick because they'll be gone if you don't collect them within a certain amount of seconds. Number 9, how to make in-game money. So one of the options is that you can actually harvest through all of the vegetables that you've been farming. And look at this lucky one that we got. You can keep pressing A on the gold ones that you're seeing here, and you'll be able to collect more than just the one. Now, when you do actually get the vegetables, you can go ahead and sell them to Goofy. You go to a shop right down here, and you're able to go and have the option to buy stuff, but you can also sell things. So you have the option to go to the lettuce or whatever vegetable that you have that you've been farming, and you can see that they each sell for 8. So if I have 35, I can say okay for all of them, and that would be making me 280 for the 35. Or you could even sell carrots, for example, and each of them sell for 44, which makes sense because lettuce, they grow very, very fast. Carrots definitely take a little bit more time to grow. Now, another option is that you can actually sell the fruit that you're harvesting throughout the valley. So what we can do is actually sell the apples for 25 each. You can sell bananas for 29 each. You can sell the raspberries for 21 each. Another option is that you can actually sell these minerals that you find whenever you're mining through the rocks. So you can see that this garnet sells for 160 for each of them. So here in this case, 160, 7 of them would give me 1,120 star coins. Another example, the shiny garnet here gives me 640. Now, I'm not too sure if we use these minerals for other things, so I wouldn't sell all of them, but if you have extras, you can sell a few if you really need the money. Another option is that you can actually sell the fish, right? Because, I mean, you can use it to cook food. That's probably one of the options. You could probably give it to people or maybe animals or whatever, but you can also sell them for a hefty price. As you can see, this catfish goes for 550. This rainbow trout goes for 50, which is not that much, so maybe you can use it for cooking. Or you can even sell this bream, which is 600. And then the other option is you can actually sell cooked food. So in this case, I have the chocolate chip cookies, and you can see they actually each sell for 373. So at this point in the game, which is still pretty early, you're able to sell all of the items that I mentioned so far. I assume maybe there's going to be other ways to also make coins, but for now, these are the main ways. Number 10, move all fruit trees and fruit bushes into one location. So if you made it this far, then congratulations, because I feel like this is probably the best tip that I have. So one of the best things in this game is that it's very easy to customize the, I guess, quote unquote island or the valley in this case. And what you can do is you can move around trees, you can move around bushes, you can move anything, just about anything in this game. And so what I recommend is you should take some of these items, like this is a banana tree, right? Take that banana tree, you can zoom out of your map as much as possible, and you can even rotate the map a little bit upwards. And what I'm trying to do is move it closer to my home. And so I moved the banana tree right all the way up there, and I can even look for other bushes that I know have fruit in them. Or if I move to the right a bit, I know there's another banana tree here. So I'm just going to take this banana tree and move it where the other banana tree is. I know that there are other bushes that have fruit in them, so it's pretty easy to just roam the area and look for the bushes that have fruit in them. And I guess basically steal it and put it near your house or wherever you want, just in one location, so that it's easy to pick off the fruits, so that you don't have to go all the way around the valley just to, well, harvest the fruits. It's a bit difficult to navigate at first, but you do kind of get used to it. You can see I found a raspberry bush right here. And all I'm going to do is just drag it all the way to my area here. Now I have all of these fruit trees in one location, as you can see, and I'll probably make it look a little bit nicer later. But I moved the fruit trees, I moved the fruit bushes into one spot so that it's easy for me to kind of go around and pick all the fruits, and eventually over a quick amount of time they'll grow back, and I can come back to this area and just pick all of the fruits and then pick all of the vegetables and then go sell them, and then kind of repeat the process. And it'll allow you to make money in a faster manner. As Mr. Crab says, time is money. All right, well, that's all 10 tips for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helped out. I'll definitely be creating more tips and tricks videos. So if you're looking forward to that, definitely hit the subscribe button and also hit the like button for me if this video helped you out at all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.